Welcome back to my channel, your favorite stuff for real football talk. Here I give the needed hype without bias. Today we are diving into something a little different but long overdue. We're looking at 10 football legends who don't get the respect they truly deserve. Ranging from World Cup winners to Champions League icons, this player's
Number 10 on my list is Paul Pogba.
Well, the golden boy with the golden boots. Here is a man who won the FIFA World Cup. He dominated the Italian Serie A with Juventus and had flashes of brilliance at Manchester United, and yet all people want to talk about is his hairstyle or off-pitch antics. That's crazy. You lot ruined him, said Amadou Onana. Well, he was slamming United fans. And Pogba's return from a doping ban to play for AS Monaco might be the rebirth his career needs. Yeah, he was so emotional, talking during the signing and then talking about what went wrong and how his friends, everybody just deserted him. Like I always say, failure is an orphan. Success has plenty of relatives. Well, Paul Pogba has got the flair, the vision and power, and whether you like him or not, Paul Pogba deserves respect. Number 9 is Kylian Mbappe, the disrespected superstar. But it's crazy, I'm going to say this, but Mbappe gets more criticism than credit. Let's not forget that he dragged France to a World Cup win in 2018 and just had a phenomenal debut season at Real Madrid. Like, the numbers are crazy, yet people still act like he needs to prove himself. Maybe once he leaves the Champions League or Ballon d'Or, the doubters will finally shut up. But let's be real, there are barely 2 players better than him right now. You can argue that, but that's just a fact. Number 8 is one goalkeeper who is so underrated, Keylor Navas. Real Madrid's forgotten wall. No Navas, no 3-pitch Champions League titles. Well, it's that simple. But he was never treated like a Galactico. He was replaced unceremoniously, after doing the impossible between the sticks. Keylor Navas was the unsung hero of Zidane's era. Well, we all know that era that saw Real Madrid win 3 consecutive Champions League titles. When you watch those games again, he saved Madrid time and time again, and put some respect on his name. Hello? You don't save a club as big as Real Madrid and then people are not putting respect on your name. Number 7 is Angel Di Maria. Di Maria, football's ultimate wingman. Well, whether it was Ronaldo, Neymar or Messi, Di Maria was always the Robin to their Batman. Well, we all know that, right? He scored in finals, he made the killer passes, and he did the dirty work. Still, many fans treat him like a side, oh my god, character. It hurts me a whole lot. Well, maybe you would say his move to Manchester United was just, one of the reasons why fans actually treated him that way. But without Di Maria, half of those stars wouldn't shine as bright, said one analyst, and they weren't lying. This guy, like Di Maria, deserves a standing ovation and not a footnote. Number 6, this is one guy that makes football look so easy. The visionary in exile. Mesut Ozil. A magician with the ball, a genius with his passing, but his career with Germany ended in controversy rather than celebration. Yeah, we all know the story. After that, the pictures of him and the Turkish president Erdogan went viral back then. It was a bit messy. Well, it is what it is. Yes, he was political. Yes, he spoke out. But does that erase his playmaking brilliance? Absolutely not. Arsenal, Real Madrid, Germany, he lit up every pitch he touched. Well, it's such a shame that some only saw the noise, not the act. You need to go back and watch a clip of Mesut Ozil, especially at Real Madrid before he moved to Arsenal. And number 5 is Wayne Rooney. From idol to afterthought, England's all-time top scorer, one of Manchester United's all-time greats. But say, Rooney today, and people mock his managerial record or get salty because he picked Messi over Ronaldo. Well, let's not talk about his managerial record because it's actually terrible. But we are not actually looking at his managerial record, okay? We're looking at what he did on the field of play. Let me remind you, he was unstoppable in his prime. At 17 years old, scoring screamers, he carried Manchester United, he carried England, but these days, barely a whisper. Well, it's wild. Yeah, number 4 is Raheem Sterling, media's favorite scapegoat. Well, the truth is there has to be a scapegoat, right? And Raheem Sterling is just the perfect player for the media. Even at his peak, Sterling couldn't catch a break. The media labeled him a gang member for having tattoos. They blamed him when England fell short, and even when he was outperforming everyone, there was barely a headline. At Manchester City and Liverpool, he was unplayable at times. Now at Chelsea, he's a shadow of himself. That move to Arsenal last season on loan did not really do him a lot of good. And, England did let him down. But we're just not going to forget, what he did at the point he did, all the things he did on the field of play. And my top 3, Gareth Bale on number 3, the silent sniper. Gareth Bale at Tottenham Hotspur was such a delight to watch, and then that big money move to Real Madrid, helping Real Madrid win a Champions League title. Well, you know the story. He loves golf. Bale is always injured, and Bale doesn't care. Well, what to forget, he carried Real Madrid in multiple finals. Yes, yeah, that's that bicycle kick, and helped them win it all. Without him, the BBC trio doesn't function. Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano Ronaldo. Now retired, he's living his best life. Bale's legacy is underrated, but the real ones know. And I know him because guy was amazing at Tottenham Hotspur. Well, when he got the chance to play for Real Madrid, he did put up, 1 or 2 good shows. Number 2 on my list is overlooked workhorse. Liverpool, crucial goals, relentless pressing in big games. I'm talking about no other person but the African Sadio Mane. Time came around, they looked the other way. Well, I think that was heartbreaking for Sadio Mane, but then came Bayern, where a spot with Leroy Sané made headlines and nothing else really clicked. Now he's playing in Saudi Arabia. Many have written him off, but Sadio Mane deserves to be remembered for what he was, which is a world-class player. For crying out loud, you need to side Mo Salah, you would understand what I mean. And number 1 on my list is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Goes Causa. Trent is only 25. Like, I keep saying this, guy is so young, but because of how many trophies he has won, a lot of persons think he's old. No, Trent is so young, and he has won everything at Liverpool. He redefined the fullback role. He became an assist machine. Well, you and I know that. But the minute he moved to Real Madrid, boom, even his own fan base can't do. For crying out loud, he's not going to play for Liverpool forever. Real Madrid is a bigger club. They came calling, and it was only right for him to go. One slaughtered, one stunning pass. Remember the UEFA Champions League semi-final versus Barcelona? That quick corner, that's the stuff of legends. You need to go watch that match again. But hey, as we get very fast, but no problem, we'll forgive them. But anyway, here's a bonus touch, okay? I just want to share this. Yes, Messi and Ronaldo also face rivals, but let's be honest, okay? They've received more love than any 2 footballers in history. These 10 names, their stories are different, respect, and they still work with pride, because in the end, the trophies, the moments, the legacies, they last forever. That is the most important thing. So, section, which legend do you think deserves more respect? Who did we miss? We want to know. And like this video if you agree, share with a friend who needs this reminder, and don't forget the football content. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time. Peace.